The funny thing about Sullivan is that he doesn't act like a giant dog. He acts like a kid waiting for his dad to come home. That's exactly what hooked anyone who met him. One look at the door opening, and he completely loses control of his excitement. Every afternoon, Sullivan waits by the window. When he hears the familiar sound of his dad's car pulling in, his whole body starts buzzing. By the time the door opens, he's spinning in circles, jumping and wagging so hard that it looks like he might tip over. The moment his dad steps inside, Sullivan pushes his whole head into his chest, almost knocking him down. It's his own version of a tight hug. To his family, Sullivan isn't just a pet. He's more like their big, silly son. And honestly, that's how he behaves. When they first got him, though, things weren't easy at all. His dad expected a relaxed, easy puppy. Instead, Sullivan came home, sat in the corner, and cried nonstop. He wouldn't settle, wouldn't explore, and wouldn't stop following his dad around. Everywhere he went, bathroom, kitchen, hallway, Sullivan was right behind him, trying to understand the world around him. It took months of slow progress, long walks, calm nights, and lots of reassurance before Sullivan finally felt safe enough to trust his new home. With time, he became attached in the sweetest way. He became the kind of dog who watches every move, listens for every footstep, and waits to share every moment. What makes it even sweeter is that Sullivan met Tammy first. She expected to be his favorite, but Sullivan decided otherwise. He adored her, but he picked his dad as number one right away. Tammy jokes about being third in the family ranking. Dad first, Sullivan second, her third. She always says she doesn't mind, because seeing Sullivan happy matters more than anything. Still, Sullivan loves her deeply. He crawls into her lap, stretches across her legs, leans into her hands, and sometimes tries to steal her blankets. He's playful with her, a little mischievous, and very clingy in his own way. With his dad, he's gentle and soft. With Tammy, he's goofy and pushy. Sullivan's dad often says Sullivan changed him. He never wanted kids. He thought raising a child would be too much work and too much responsibility. But somehow, taking care of Sullivan taught him what that kind of love feels like. Sullivan follows him everywhere. Sullivan listens for his voice. Sullivan lights up when he steps into the room. And his dad finally understood why people feel so deeply about being parents. Around the house, Sullivan is a mix of chaos and sweetness. If he's not glued to his dad's side, he's bouncing around with a toy, nudging Tammy for a cuddle, or stretching out like a giant baby in the middle of the floor. He pushes boundaries, steals pillows, blocks hallways, and sits right on his humans without warning. He can be a full-time job, but a very lovable one. No matter how big he gets or how loud he gets, his family always sees the same thing: their boy, their friend, their happy, loyal shadow who fills the home with noise, love, and endless moments of laughter. Sullivan may not be perfect, but to his family, he's everything. If Sullivan's story made you smile, feel free to like this video or share your own rescue story in the comments. Even sharing helps more people learn about animals who bring so much joy into our lives.